Greenland, the largest island in the world, is located northeast of Canada. Greenland has been controlled by Denmark for centuries, previously as a colony and now as a semi-sovereign territory under the Danish realm. Only home to roughly 60,000 people, this huge Arctic island hasn't been talked about much until now. Even though there isn't much dry land or potential to build city structures there, its location between the US, Russia, and Europe make it valuable for both economic and defense purposes. Greenland also has an ample amount of oil, natural gas, fishing opportunities, and highly sought-after mineral resources. For this exact reason, the US, who already has a military base located there, is looking to purchase and take over the island. Specifically, President Donald Trump, and it's brought a lot of questions to the media. How will Trump be able to get his hands on Greenland? Why does he want this empty, cold island so bad? Well, this isn't the first time the US has been interested in buying Greenland. Decades ago, the US under President Harry Truman attempted to buy the island as a strategic asset during the Cold War for $100 million in gold, but Copenhagen declined to sell. In 2009, the island was granted broad self-governing autonomy, which means the island has a right to declare independence from Denmark whenever they would like. Prime Minister Mute Egid, who originally wanted independence for Greenland, has repeatedly said the island is not for sale and that it is up to the people to decide their future. Since then, we had not heard anything about Greenland all the way up till 2019, while President Trump was in his first presidential term. Donald Trump offered to buy the island but was firmly rejected by Denmark and labeled as absurd by Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. And here we are in 2025 revisiting this conversation, but it seems now is the best chance yet to make the deal happen.
Du har været i kontakt med Donald Trump, den kommende amerikanske præsident?
Nej, men vi er klar til at snakke sammen. Jeg tror, vi begge to er klar til at øge dialogen.
Like I previously mentioned, Greenland is technically Denmark's territory. However, recently their relationship has taken a turn after rumors of mistreatment to Greenland natives. The majority of Greenland's inhabitants want independence, but they are divided on the potential impact of their living standards since Greenland's economy depends solely on Denmark. This is where the US comes in. In 2021, a human rights lawyer in Greenland told CBS News the ties between Greenland's semi-autonomous government and the Denmark government has grown tense in recent years, and Trump could be trying to take advantage of that. Greenland politicians have said repeatedly they are interested in strengthening cooperation and trade with the United States. However, Aja Chimitz, a Greenlandic member of the Denmark parliament, said the idea of a US takeover should be firmly rejected. I do not want to be a pawn in Trump's hot dreams of expanding his empire to include our country, she wrote. So there's been a lot of inconsistency whether Greenland should be a US territory or not. That was until very recently when Donald Trump has started to publicly state he's serious about buying Greenland. Greenland is an incredible place, and the people will benefit tremendously if and when it becomes part of our nation. This is a deal that must happen, Trump said on Tuesday after his son Donald Trump Jr. visited Greenland.
As tourists, seeing it looks like an incredible place. We've been talking about going for a while. I was actually supposed to be here last spring for some of the stuff I do in my free time, but just really excited to be here.
The United States has expressed interest in expanding its military presence, including placing radars there to monitor the waters between the island, Iceland, and Britain, which are a gateway for Russian Navy vessels and nuclear submarines. Greenland is geographically a part of the North American continent, and it is vital for the United States to prevent any other major powers establishing a foothold on the island. Also, a major part of this situation is the current Prime Minister of Denmark stating, "We need very, very close cooperation with the United States." On the other hand, I would like to encourage everyone to respect that the Greenlanders are a people. They are a population. It is their country that is at stake here.
Som en meget, meget tæt allieret med USA, synes jeg, der er grund til at glæde sig over den stigende amerikanske interesse. Men det bliver nødt til at foregå på en måde, der er respektfuld over for det grønlandske folk.
While others, including Danes and Americans, are entitled to their opinions, but we should not be caught up in the hysteria and external pressures. The future is ours and ours to shape, he said. As we can see, Greenland feels the pressure of the U.S. continuous offer. However, they are clearly more open to the offer a lot more than before. Since majority of the Greenland population eventually want to become an independent country, what if that happens? If Greenland becomes independent, it will actually be easier for them to become associated with the United States and potentially be bought. Greenland would no longer be a Denmark territory. Therefore, Denmark wouldn't be able to come between the U.S. US. The resources, military power, and healthcare that they now receive from Denmark would then come from the US, and it seems Trump is very willing to do that. Now, there are a couple of outcomes that can happen from this US-Greenland situation. One, Trump loses interest over time, and US moves on from this once and for all. Mark Jacobson, an associate professor at the Royal Danish Defense College, believes that this is a case of Trump positioning himself before entering office, while Greenland is using this occasion to gain more international authority as an important step towards independence. Denmark is highly aware of what can go wrong in this offer, and there's a chance it just doesn't go through. Another outcome is Greenland votes to go independent and eventually becomes closer with US, potentially leading to a purchase. Or, the least likely outcome would be Trump simply invading Greenland. Trump has not yet ruled out military action, so it must be considered.
Can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
What is the strategy?
Yeah. I can't assure you. You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two.
Essentially, it wouldn't be hard for the US to take control, given that they already have bases and plenty of troops in Greenland. However, any use of military force by US would likely create an international war. Because Greenland is a very sought-after piece of land, the pushback from other countries would be pure chaos. Either way, the decision of the offer seems mostly up to the people of Greenland, and with Trump making it such a major push, we should hopefully know an answer soon.